Okay, so today I want to share something which is very important, and those are some steps which is going to help you to become a highly effective director in 2025. Now, this is relevant as of today. So, I've got some steps, there are about 7 steps I want to share with you, which is going to be, in my opinion, going to be game changing. It will give you a lot of value, you'll get a lot of nuggets as well that is going to help you to move to another level altogether. But what I want to do is I want to set the stage by first of all talking about some key challenges directors face today. And what's happened is this is the common pattern of challenges I have noticed in 2024 and even 2023, which very many directors and aspiring to be directors really faced. So the first challenge, and this is of course something which I'm sure you know about, is the rapid technological advancements. Now, here's the thing, the pace at which technology is changing is just at an unbelievable speed. When we are looking at AI, machine learning, it's just gone to another level altogether. And with the software as a service product coming out every now and again, this really is a key core challenge which very many companies face. The second challenge is this evolving workplace. So what's happened is these are the evolving workplace dynamics, as I would put it. And what I've noticed here is that there are very many businesses out there who have this multi-generational culture out there, and they've got different generations working in the company. But that adaptability, aligning the values, aligning the expectations, that is where there is a key challenge that I see in very many businesses. The third challenge is economic uncertainty. Now, what do I mean by economic uncertainty? We've seen the rise of concerns in 2024, be it the war or whatever we've seen, all the rising costs and everything, the economic uncertainty taking place globally. And this is really a key worry because it's very difficult to plan for the future as well when you have all these economic uncertainties. The fourth challenge is sustainability pressure. It is ESG coming in, and all the alignment of making sure that it's just not about profitability but about sustainability, making sure that it aligns with the global ethos as well. That in itself is also causing some core pressure. The fifth challenge, which is again an extension of the fourth challenge, is of course the increased stakeholder expectations as well. Whether you take customers, whether you take regulators, everybody has got this different demands and changing demands every now and again. Regulations keep on changing, so this really adds to the pressure, and it adds to the sort of challenges faced where companies are trying to really focus on making sure that they are sustainable at the end of the day. The sixth challenge which I want to move into is cybersecurity threats. My dear friends, this is a place where companies must pay attention, and I'll be talking about that in the other steps. But here's the thing, cyber threat are real, and we have seen this happening. So the concerns which I've seen in 2024 is making sure safeguarding the intellectual property, the data, and all the systems that you have at the end of the day. So that is another key challenge. And the seventh challenge, my dear friends, is complex decision making. And what's happened is that with artificial intelligence coming in, and with the disruption as well, at the end of the day, you've got your competitors and there's disruption taking place as well. What's happened is it's made decision making very complex because there are very many components to making decisions now than it was in the past. A good example would be that if a manufacturing company wants to invest capital investment, then they have to really think through as to what may unfold the next 4 or 5 years if it's a huge capital investment. So those are some elements which is sort of causing concerns in very many businesses. So now what I want to do is I want to give you some steps to become a highly effective director in 2025. And by the way, before I go to the steps, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel because I'll be sharing more insight-driven videos. So the first step is master strategic thinking. What I want you to do is embrace a long-term view with, agility for daily pivots. So what do I mean embrace a long-term view with agility for daily pivots? What you need to do is, the daily adaptability has to be there because you'll have different nuances, you'll have different mechanisms, you'll have different challenges coming as well, which are operational, but you have to connect it with the long term. So it's always making sure you've got that wider lens in place. The other point I want to share in this particular step is that practice scenario planning for business disruptions. So, just like contingency planning, you need to be prepared. You need to be resilient as well at the end of the day as leaders. So you need to plan for business disruptions. And what I propose is set aside monthly time for strategic reviews. That is going to give you a lot of bandwidth. It will give you a lot of mileage if you start preparing from now, because it is going to also sharpen your competence and capability. The second step which I want to share with you is work towards having a people-first culture. So what do I mean by that? I want you to prioritize empathy and emotional intelligence. You need to work on self-reflections. You need to find out exactly how you can work with the emotional intelligence, especially with different generations. You need to really adapt. So what you really need to do is you need to build authentic connections with your team. That is key. You have to build authentic connections with your team, and that means that you have to be vulnerable as well. At the end of the day, that is how they will open up as well. And you need to establish strong communication channels. So, even sharpen your communication skills in the midst of all this, but you have to look into how you can really network better and, communicate in a proper manner. And in this particular step, I also want you to look into how you can implement diversity, equality, and inclusivity initiatives. So what you need to do is, just make sure that embrace all perspectives. Just make sure everybody is, authentically contributing at the end of the day. And what you can do is you can conduct quarterly pulse surveys, as I put it. And these pulse surveys it will give you some feedback. You will know exactly what is happening and what your team are thinking as well. And it's going to help you further as well. The step 3, which I want to share with you now, is develop digital fluency and AI expertise. My dear friends, I can't emphasize this more. I'm not asking you to be experts, but what you really need to do is you need to learn the basics of AI, machine learning, and big data. So how do you do that? You need to take an AI tech leadership course, or work with some tech expert or find out exactly what you can do. And I normally call this reverse mentoring as well, which means that, the senior experienced leaders who may be in their 50s and 60s, they can learn from, the younger generation on some of these core elements, which is going to help them to move to another level altogether. So co-create, cross-collaborate, and you will see the impact it's going to make. Now, let me jump to the fourth step, and this is, I want you to champion sustainability and ESG goals. So what you do is you integrate sustainability into profitability and innovation. That means embedding ESG into the decision-making processes itself. And what you can do is you can use technology for tracking and reporting ESG matrix. So how can you do this? Start by hosting workshops to promote sustainability benefits, because the whole team needs to be aware, and they need to have that competence as well. And they're driven by a strong purpose for your particular organization. So make sure this is sort of embedded in the whole system, in the whole culture itself of your particular business. So work towards that. Step 5, my dear friends, is strengthen decision making with data. So what you need to do is build systems for accurate real-time data analysis. It's no longer historical information and management accounts and financials, which are important, but at the end of the day, you have to look into how you can get real-time data analysis. So what you need to do is ensure that your data sources are reliable and unbiased. They have to be unbiased, because I have seen some flaws in the past as well. This is why it's very important that they are reliable and unbiased. And what you really need to do is balance data reliance with intuition and experience. So it's not only data, but it has to be balanced with the intuition and gut. Because from your experience, you may have seen some failures, you may have seen some unexpected outcomes, but that helps you to build your competencies and helps you to make more effective decisions. And what you need to do is you need to regularly validate data. So it's very important to make sure that the data that you're getting is properly vetted as well. Step 6, my dear friends, mitigate risk, especially in cybersecurity, the cybersecurity space itself in your business. And you need to really consider hiring or upskill cybersecurity specialists. Work with them. You can now outsource, remote working, and the facility is now, we're in a global village altogether. So I need you to look into that particular concept, but make sure you work with some cybersecurity specialist. And what you really need to do is develop a board level risk framework for threats and crises. So start from now, plan from now, have a blueprint, work on that particular framework so that you are better prepared and you're more resilient at the end of the day. And what you really need to do is you need to regularly update disaster recovery and continuity plans as well. So, keep on making sure that you have these updates every now and again, because it's all about relevance. It's all about what's happening today is going to be different from what's going to happen a month from now, or 2 months, or 3 months from now. So you need to make sure that all your information is relevant, all your policies are relevant, all your governance mechanisms are switched on, and they're in the right place. By the way, this doesn't matter whether you're a small, medium, or large organization. What I'm talking about will help you to become a highly effective director. And what you can do is you can also conduct annual cyber risk simulations as well for leadership. So what you need to do is you need to come up with certain simulations as well and see how you can really align it with the objectives and goals of your business and your values of your organization as well. The final step number 7, which is very important, is you need to mentor and build future leaders. Focus on succession planning and upskilling high potential employees. By the way, I'm going to be doing a really game-changing video on succession planning, so please make sure you subscribe to the channel, because what I'm going to share is just not about the CEO succession planning or family succession planning. It's going to be at a different level altogether. So please subscribe to the channel, because this is going to be impact driven. And before I continue, if you're interested in becoming a high-performing director in 90 days, then I have an award-winning program. It's an online program, 11 modules, but not only those 11 modules, I'm also giving a subscription which is worth £3,000 at absolutely no cost for a limited time period. So look into investing in that particular program. The link is in the description below. So what I need you to now look into is encourage autonomy and risk taking. So what you need to do is just make sure that there is accountability. And when does accountability come in place? Two things matter. One is systems, one is leadership. So just make sure that accountability is there, so that give your team members the complete freedom. And at some point I'll share my excellence blueprint as well in one of the future videos, but that is pretty powerful. So empower your team members. You need to make sure they are empowered enough, and experiment at the end of the day, and share knowledge openly, and model desired behaviors. Like I always say, is that you just need to make sure that information from one source to another, it's been shared. There's brainstorming going on. There's a lot of these sort of sessions that you have where there is a lot of interaction, and insights are being shared every now and again. That synergy is being formed every now and again. So you need to hold a regular one-on-one check-ins as well, and create tailored development plans as well. So I believe when you have all this in place, you will be able to see it's going to make an impact. It's going to raise your standards. It's going to help you to position your company better as well. And my closing thoughts are this. What I would press upon you to consider is combine innovation with human connection while driving results. So, innovation with human connection is so important, because at the end of the day, your team is the highest leverage. So that's what you really need to do. And you need to stay curious and view leadership as a continuous learning journey. That is core. And finally, I just want to end with this, is that identify your weakest area. You need to identify your weakest area. It could be tech fluency, it could be ESG, it could be decision making, and start sharpening from now. Start looking into it. Ask the right questions. Ask the right incisive questions for you to start looking at it from a different perspective altogether. Just drill down and immerse yourself. And if you do this, I can promise you within 2 or 3 months from now, it's going to make a huge impact in your particular business, in your particular journey and career as a director as well. Look, my dear friends, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you very much.